TV, Channel 11. Sponsored by SharpshooterFunding.com. Hank Renner Jr., that's Dragon Dave, and tonight we got a great show, stirred up by you, by the way, U.S. title on the line.
Hey, let me tell you something. What have I been saying for the last couple of weeks? There's been dissension.
That you didn't take my wallet.
Well, aside from that, there is dissension in the ranks in the team of Chaos Inc. I've been calling it for the last couple of weeks, and now look at the results. We are going to witness the two titans, Sin against Tony Vargas, former partners, and now they're going at it for the U.S. title. You took a broomstick and stirred the pot between these two, and the reason they had a falling out is because of you. Well, betting on both of them. Well, not exactly. Not exactly. But let's get to the match. Well, we'll get to the match. Yeah. U.S. title on the line. Machine Tony Vargas, Nightmare Sin right now. Go to any concerns or jealousy, whatever you want to call it, of why Tony Vargas had two titles, not only one half of the tag team titles, but the U.S. Championship. But whatever happens, we're here, and it's a friendship that has been dissolved. Well, with help from you. You have been stirring the pot and sowing the seeds of malcontentment for over a year. Oh, no, and hold on a second. And I'm telling you that Chaos Inc. today would be alive and well if it weren't for you, Dragon Dave. Me? Yes, you. Me? No, first of all, they would be alive and well if I was managing them. Oh, they would be alive. They'll still be the champions. They'd be in debt. Well, Dave, but they'll still have the belts. 160,000 pounds on hotel room. 80,000 pounds on banqueting. Hey. 30 massages. Hey, I'm not cheap. Just easy, I guess. I'm telling you. Look at this, nobody there. Now, I couldn't pick a winner. The irresistible force meets the immovable object. Let me tell you about this. Look at Tony Vargas. The intensity in Sin is just a nightmare. Right now, we're going to find out who was the strong force in Chaos Inc. Who was the dominant one? Right now, the two meet, and we'll see who was the leader. 341 pounds. Alan Bolte's announced weight of Sin just got up there and got Tony Vargas right in the chin with a drop kick. Holy Toledo. I got to tell you something. You know what? I guess one good thing that came out of this dissolvement is the fact that the fact that the tag team division was relieved that these two were no longer a tag team and were no longer champions. That opens the tag team division wide open, and of course the Classic Connection, as we know, are the tag team champions, and that leaves opportunities for other tag teams. I was wondering how long this match was going to go without you mentioning Classic Connection. Another one on your list of tag teams to ruin. Well, there's a beautiful shot by Sin. Another one on the Machine, Tony Vargas. Folks, if you just tuned in, this is Big Time Wrestling. Welcome aboard. This is for the U.S. title. On the canvas right now is the champion, the Machine, Tony Vargas, and that big nightmare blocking out the sun, that is Sin. Let me ask you something, Hank. Do you think Sin wants to win the U.S. title? I think Sin just got away with one on Ronnie Washington. He distracted Ronnie, and he went to the nether regions. Do you think that Sin may want to win the title from Tony Vargas out of revenge, out of spite, or do you think that he really wants that U.S. title? You know, that's a great question, Dragon Dave. One that I've pondered for weeks, and I'll tell you, look at that choking. Another Dragon Dave special here. Maybe you should ask him. I did ask Sin. Yes? What do you say? Sin cannot believe that this has happened. Yes. And neither can Vargas, because I interviewed both men. You know, I am an actual journalist. Yes. Unlike you, Dragon Dave, you are a propagandist. No. There's a difference. Actually, I deal in facts, you deal in conjecture. Well, actually, and look at that shot by Sin. Actually, I happen to have Sin on the Dragon Dave show. Thank you very much. The Dragon Dave show. Yes. And Sin was content of Tony Vargas being the U.S. champion. He had no problem. Oh, what a beatdown by Sin. As long as they were both tag team champions. But of course, now that's not the case. So what does that tell you? That tells me that Tony Vargas is in big trouble. No. And that you owe Sin money for being on the Dragon Dave show. No. Well, hold on a second. I never discussed anything about financial gains on the Dragon Dave show. Beautiful shot in there by Vargas, a flying elbow. Oh! You know, and here's the other problem, folks. In a match like this, both of these guys have been together for, what, 2.5 years? Yes. As tag team? Virtually, nearly undefeated in Big Time Wrestling. I mean, they really had a run. They know each other's this is very hard. It's almost like wrestling yourself. Yes.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I've done that quite a bit.
Oh.
I've wrestled myself on a few occasions, but we won't get into that.
Yeah, and you lost too. That's the thing.
Well, hey.
I couldn't believe it. I put money on you and you lost.
Well, you know, I got pinned by a few ladies in Tijuana, but we'll talk about that later.
Yes, and
Yes.
that mysterious
Yes.
happening that you joined in Tijuana. Folks, let's get back to reality here. Famous fallouts
Yes.
in big-time wrestling. Le Emperor and Hop Sing Lee.
Yes.
And,
Well,
of course, that led to Ballard versus Ballard.
Yes.
Another falling out.
Of course, the Emperor and Hop Sing Lee, chapter we would all like to forget.
Well, they kissed and made up.
Since nobody remembers it anyways, or do they?
I remember it.
Oh, you do?
I'm that old. Soapbox City coming up right in the middle of the ring. Tony Vargas. I wouldn't waste too much time, Tony. I know you know what you're doing in there. But, you know, maybe he just wants to prolong this. And look at this, the famous choking push-ups. That's a two for Dragon Dave. You get a bit of exercise and get to choke your man.
Well, don't you see what he's doing? He's performing a little bit of humiliation. On Sin. You know, not only does he want to beat Sin, but he wants to humiliate him, to let him know that not only was he the strong force in Chaos Singh, but he is still the U.S. champion. That's what Tony Vargas wants to prove in this match.
You know what Tony Vargas told me he wants to do?
What?
He wants to inflict as much pain on Sin as possible so that Sin will get very, very angry and challenge you to a match.
Me?
That's exactly what Tony Vargas said. That's the strategy.
Why me? I didn't do anything. Oh, here we
look
go.
at that, 340 pounds out on the hardwood
Looks
floor.
like Tony Vargas wants to take it on the outside.
I guess we are. We're going outside, Dragon Dave. Let's
Well,
get the cameras rolling.
Is this an anything goes match or what? What are we talking about?
No,
here?
this is a straight-up U.S. title. There are no stipulations in this match. There can be a disqualification. Oh, my God, head first into the steel chair. Folks, there can be a count-out. There can be a submission, and, of course, the pinfall.
Uh-oh. They're taking it on the outside. The referee wanted Washington better gain control of this match.
I'll tell you, that outside really belongs to Sin and Vargas as a tag team. They've ended plenty of tag team careers and destroyed other teams. Remember that fatal four-way? And look at Sin up from getting his head smashed in a steel chair.
Wow.
And turnabout is fair play.
This is a grudge match.
This is a grudge match, and I'll tell you, both of these guys, even though there's a little bit of weight for Sin, 340, 240, 100 pounds, I think they're both just as strong. And look at this.
Where are we?
Nailing Tony Vargas.
Where are we in the count? What's going on here?
Washington's got up to 5, but Sin adroitly came in and break the count. You see, that's the mark of a good veteran. When you're outside, you know exactly what the count is, you know where you are, and you know how to break it. And Sin did a great job there, as well as Tony Vargas. These two are so evenly matched. It's hard to call. Oh, boy. Folks, come on out to a big-time wrestling show. You may get Tony Vargas to sit in your lap. You never know. At no extra charge, Dave.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I asked Tony to sit in my lap. He said, get lost.
Yeah.
Oh.
I got to tell you something. They're taking...
Well, $17 water bottle.
Somebody's going thirsty. Somebody's going thirsty tonight.
Oh, my goodness. Splash City, folks. It's like Marine World. You may get wet if you sit in these seats. And there goes Sin into the steel post now. Tony Vargas, the presence of mind, again to break the count. This is why Tony Vargas is champion. This is why Sin was a champion. They both have great presence of mind.
Well,
DT on the floor. That's it. That's got to be it.
Wait a minute.
Tony Vargas now into it with some of the fans. If I were you, Tony, I'd keep my eye on that count, buddy.
Well, Tony Vargas doesn't care because if the match turns into a count out, Tony Vargas retains the title. I think it's Sin who should be concerned about the count because you cannot win the title on a count out.
Tony Vargas has stated categorically he wants to pin Sin in the middle of the ring. Well, he's going to do that right now. 1, 2.
Nope, not quite. Sin still has a little bit of gas, on that tank, in that tank. Let me tell you right now.
He certainly does. I saw him eating Le Emperor's favorite bear claws with stuffing in it.
Lemperor's still around?
No, I think he's in France. He's at a retirement home from what I heard.
Okay. Wait a minute.
Badgering geese or something. Oh, look at this. Up high and down. Beautiful move by Sin. Where's the ref? Oh, the shoulders are not up. Shoulders are not down. Ronnie Washington 1. 1 count, yeah. You know, that's the problem with that move. Vargas, very smartly, as soon as he hit, he turned his shoulders so they would be off the mat. Another veteran move by Tony Vargas.
Yes.
Folks, this is a professional wrestling match. And now, Sin, a real pro at hiding the tape, is going to hide the tape.
Is this a professional wrestling match or a grudge match?
Oh, this is both.
Oh, okay.
This is a professionally done,
Look at Sin.
professionally conducted, professionally comported grudge match.
Well,
You've seen the professionalism in both
hold on a
of these
second. Look at
guys.
this.
Oh my God.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Wait a minute.
Good night, Tony.
Oh.
Look at that rolling. That's absolute earthquake in there.
That's an avalanche.
That is an avalanche.
If you ask me.
I'll tell you.
Let me tell you something. Tony Vargas, it looks to be out of it right now. Sin should pin him. If I was Sin, I would pin him right now.
If you were Sin,
Well,
I feel sorry for Sin.
Oh,
Vargas. There we go. Another veteran move, grabbing that rope.
you talk about presence of mind, of knowing where you are at all times in that ring. To be within reach of the ropes,
Yes.
whether with your legs or with your arms. Tony Vargas knows where he's at all times.
Folks, we've seen many examples of a professional knowing exactly where he is. And now look at Sin gathering that strength, gathering that wind. I want to say that in Sin's heart, he doesn't want to really hurt Tony Vargas permanently. He wants to win this match, but I don't think these two guys want to end each other's careers.
Well,
I could say that in their heart of hearts.
well,
Vargas almost out on his feet.
I don't know about that. And, it doesn't look like from the looks of Sin. Sin looks to not only humiliate Tony Vargas, but to beat him for that title and put him out of action. That will leave Tony Vargas out of the picture for Sin.
For Sin to have that coveted U.S. title.
Exactly.
The prestige, the money that goes along with that, the resume, having that on your resume. Oh, look at that, goes for the clothesline. Vargas turns it around, goes for that short neck breaker. In there, that beautiful kick. We've seen that
wait a
before
minute.
in a German.
Whoa!
Holy cow, 340 pounds, and the machine is coming to life.
You said earlier about the prestige of that U.S. title. Not only that, but being a U.S. champion automatically puts you in that number one contender spot for that heavyweight title, the BTW World title.
Worn by Chemo.
Yes,
Worn
at the moment.
proudly.
At the moment.
Oh, Dave, do you know something I don't? Oh, look at that beautiful kick. And Vargas takes a bit of a bow.
We'll see later on with that three-way dance.
That's coming up later, folks. Plenty of action here in Big Time Wrestling at the Newark, beautifully redone Newark Memorial High School Gymnasium.
Oh, look at this.
Gorgeous. What a spectacle this is. Tony Vargas now taking the high road, which is also the dangerous road. But I've said this many times. Sin has at least 30 seconds now to recover.
He's taking his sweet time.
Well, you can't do that when you've got to go to the high-risk, high-rent district up there.
Well,
Along with high rent comes high risk, and look at Sin. Vargas didn't see it. Sin had him well scouted. Oh, we're going to get maybe a slam off the top rope, and down goes Tony Vargas, a slam off the rope.
That's what Tony Vargas gets for wasting time. He allowed Sin to recuperate, and now look where Tony Vargas is. Sin has the upper hand now.
If you were managing Tony Vargas,
yes,
he would be so distracted that Sin could have slammed him twice.
No.
And here comes a cover, a count 1, 2,
no,
almost
no,
3.
You would never. No, I would send him to focus school.
Focus school.
Yes, focus school where you focus. That's all you do is focus.
Is that what you do there?
I teach them to focus.
You teach them to focus.
Focus. Just focus on your opponent. Don't focus on anything else except your opponent.
Just your opponent.
Just your opponent.
Nothing else.
That's it.
Not the crowd.
I make him stare at the TV at a picture of his opponent, and that's it. Focus for half hour at least, maybe an hour.
And how much do you charge for that half hour?
Well, 75% is my usual.
75%?
Yeah.
That's absolute usury.
Yeah.
Now look at this. Both wrestlers coming alive here at the Newark Memorial High, and it's Sin who clobbers Tony Vargas. Holy Toledo. Vargas looks like he's out on his feet, and Sin is saying that's it. All he's got to do is turn him over, Dragon Dave, and this thing is done.
Sin is looking to finish
That's
him
it
off.
for Tony
Here we
Vargas. Great championship run comes to an end.
Oh, no.
Say comes to an end.
No.
Dot.
Don't count Tony Vargas out. Never count Tony Vargas out.
The machine is very impressive tonight, folks. Holy cow, Vargas can barely stand up. Another veteran move, folks. When you know your clock has been cleaned, get out of there. Get out on the floor because you've got that 10 count to come back in. and get your gas going. And what is this now? It looks like Vargas has the belt here.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. What do we got
I
here?
don't know if the referee
Wait a minute.
sees
Oh!
it. Oh, look at that. He nailed him right in the head with
What
the
happened?
belt. Sin out cold. 1, 2, 3. It's over.
What happened?
This is Honky Tonk Man, the greatest WWE Intercontinental Champion of all time. And I'm telling you, if you want to be a pro wrestler, if you want to get into the wrestling business, you want to be a valet, a ring girl, a referee, a TV announcer, the best place to do it is right here at Big Time Wrestling. Btw Wrestling is #1. It's professionally done, and you'll come out and be a great wrestler, valet, referee, ring announcer, anything you want to be. It happens here, BTW.
SharpshooterFunding.com. Sharpshooter, easy to execute funding today. SharpshooterFunding.com. Sharpshooter, easy to execute funding.
Welcome back to Big Time Wrestling. What a brawl that was. Vargas, Tony Vargas, retains the title, victorious over his former teammate Sin.
I told you.
What did you had? Wait a minute. We're gonna go back in time, folks.
told you.
Sin.
I'm-
3 votes from you.
Well, let me tell you something. Tony Vargas won this one. But I don't think Sin is going to let this go.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't think Sin is going to let this go. And let me tell you something. We may see these two. We may see these two again in the near future.
I hope
Who
we
knows?
do. That was a heck of a match. Coming up, folks, a special attraction because they're both attractive ladies. Very attractive ladies match. 2 world-renowned female wrestlers.
Yes,
Yeah.
without a doubt. I'm telling you right now, Katie Lee against Victoria, both well-known all over the world. And guess what? They're wrestling right here, BTW Wrestling.
On Big Time Wrestling, and we're going to roll that match in 3, 2, 1. Enjoy it.
I can't wait.
Ladies and she is from London, England. She's the most infamous woman in wrestling, Katie Lee.
You can see the writing on the pavement. Young kids, they're growing up in basements. Online, a whole new generation. I'ma make mine, so you better go take it. Always, they need a new replacement. Decentralized, can't contain it. We're changing lives, yeah, upgrading. Call it suicide of the older generation.
What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with it.
And her opponent tonight, from sunny San Diego, famous WWE diva, Victoria.
Here we go, folks. Welcome back to Big Time Wrestling. Hank Renner Jr. along with Dragon Dave. We're at the beautiful Newark Memorial High, and this is a ladies' match. Dave, take it away.
This is my favorite. Oh, you know me and the ladies. This is my favorite. There goes the bell. And let me tell you something. This one's going to be a classic. Both of these ladies, well qualified in the world of professional wrestling, holding numerous titles all over the world. This is going to be a good one.
It sure is. We have all the way from England, Katarina, as she's like to be called, Katie Lee, taking on Victoria. And
Yes.
Victoria's in the headlock right now. Katie Lee in for the ropes. The tackle. Nobody goes down.
No, neither one wants to give in. I'm telling you right now. Now, of course, we've had Katie Lee on BTW, many BTW shows in the past.
Yes, we have. And every time is a renewed pleasure, Dragon Dave.
Yes.
Beautiful from behind. Now Victoria turns it around.
Wow.
Beautiful amateur takedown and a bridge. Look at that gorgeous move by Victoria.
This is a submission right here.
That is Alex Goldstein right on the case, too.
Wow. just goes to show you at any given moment, I mean, these ladies, they're ready to take you down and make you submit if possible, and it could end at any moment, at any time.
They are such ring professionals.
Yes.
They have both wrestled all over the world.
Yes.
Not only in their home countries, but they've been to Japan. They've been to Australia. They've been to the continent. They've been to Luxembourg. Luxembourg,
Yes.
Dave. Main event in Luxembourg.
But have they been to Tijuana?
Well, I don't know if you have either. Look at that beautiful move there by Victoria.
What are you talking about?
I thought it was Guadalajara.
No.
Oh, and a hair pull by Katie Lee. That'll break the hold every time, Dave.
Uh-oh. You hear
Now,
that?
Dave, were you able to interview either one of these two lovely ladies?
Well, I've had the opportunity to speak to them before, before the show, and they're ready
I
to
saw
go.
you waiting outside of Victoria's locker room, and it said no visitors
No.
and no peddlers. And look at this. We might have a tarantula. We do. A tarantula.
This is
Holy Toledo.
Another submission.
It sure is. And down goes Katie Lee now. She looks not too bad for wear, but Victoria's got to come back in. Now, Victoria is favoring that back, and look at Katie Lee taking the opportunity to nail a dropkick.
Anytime you see an opening, take it, because that could spell the
Dave,
end
this
for
is
your
a
opponent.
G-rated show.
Well, I got to think about that one.
Well, you do.
Whoa.
I'm telling you, steel post coming up, and Victoria gets about a quarter of that. Oh, man, that looked bad.
Well, you can see Katie Lee introduce Victoria to the post.
She sure
And
did.
every time you get introduced to the post always wins.
The post always wins, Dave. I'll tell you, like the bumper of that truck that got me the other
telling
day.
you.
Here we go
telling you.
now. Katie Lee breaking
Here we
the
go.
count. Rolls Victoria in. She wants a pinfall in the middle of the ring.
Well, that's-
nothing less.
that's the
Here
only
it
way
is.
you can win.
One count.
I'm telling
Referee
you.
Alex Goldstein well on top of things, Dragon Dave.
Yes.
Did you notice how Goldstein got in line first with the championship committee to get his name on this match?
Yes. That scoundrel.
Well, why? Were you going to do it?
Well, I volunteered.
Yeah, and the championship committee wanted to see your license,
Yes.
which expired in 1997.
Well, anything-
if you ever really had one.
Anything to get me away from you. I'm telling you right now. If that means refereeing, I'll do that.
Dave, we can put a partition in the broadcast booth. Oh, man. That is a bad way to get around the ring. And look at Katie now, or I should say Katerina.
Yes.
Now, what part of London is she from, Dragon Dave?
I think from the lower east side, I
The
think.
lower, there is no lower east side. You mean from the docks? Colchester?
Oh.
Maybe?
No. I thought it was from the northeast side.
From the northeast side?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Either one of those.
Westminster.
In between.
A beautiful small package roll up.
I'm telling you.
Oh, and down goes
Wow.
Victoria. Wow.
Wow, let me tell you something. Look at this.
Here we go. 1, 2.
Nope.
Well, I have it on good authority that she's from Shepherd's Bush.
Oh, well, I would like to visit there someday.
Well, that can be arranged, Dave.
Yeah, I'll book my flight tomorrow.
Well, you don't have to fly.
Yeah.
Okay, folks, back with a reverse chinlock in here. Victoria now trying to get some blood back in there, trying to shake those cobwebs off. Katerina Lay, where this is Big Time Wrestling, referee Alex Goldstein, and we were at a jam-packed Newark Memorial High School here in Newark.
Wow, look at this. I got to tell you something. Look at Cat. Oh!
Oh, beautiful suplex, Northern Lights too.
Very impressive on the part of Katie Lee. Let
You
me
know,
tell
and how she put that suplex in, applied that suplex, that was very, very well done, well executed.
Well-
These two women are professionals. They've wrestled all over the world, Dave.
They know each other very well. They've scouted each other over the years, and let me tell you something. Of course, I wouldn't be surprised if both these ladies studied tapes or DVDs of their opponents before they got here.
I know that you study tapes of them, Dave.
Well,
I noticed that you're studying a tape right now instead of watching the match.
Well, I've approached both ladies to manage them. Still haven't heard back.
No, I would imagine that a telex machine is not there. Look at that beautiful front face buster, and Katerina Lay got the worst of that. Now, though, Victoria can't capitalize. She's down looking up at the lights. Referee Goldstein's got the count up to 4. Oh, 2.
Well, let me tell you
It
something.
looked like a 4.
Well,
Dave, will you stop playing with the focus on the monitor?
it sounds like you need to go to focus school. I'll send you to focus school.
I do, but I don't have the $150 a minute.
Well,
count up to 6 now, and that's cash only, isn't it?
Yeah, well,
Oh boy.
I'll put it in layaway. Let me tell you.
Here we go now. Victoria back. That was an open hand slap. Trying to get those cobwebs out. Trying to get the blood back to those legs. Rubber legs. Dream Street she is. Here's a comeback. Victoria now coming back. Katarina Lay in for the ride. Oh! Clothesline and down goes Lay. Another clothesline. Victoria. Beautiful clothesline thrown. There's a boot. Way up high. Maybe the airplane spin. Who knows? Katarina Lee's in big trouble. Oh, that beautiful reverse suplex. 1, 2.
Well, that was close, but I got to say, referee Alex Goldstein was out of position, in my opinion. He could have gotten there faster and counted faster.
You know, Dave,
Yes.
we're going to have to send you to referee school.
Oh.
Oh, look at that chin buster out of nowhere. Oh, spinning kick. Found the mark. Look at Victoria down, kissing canvas again. 1, 2.
No,
Goldstein was right there for that one, Dave. What do you have to say?
No, I'll give credit.
I will personally pay to see you in referee school.
Hey,
Because, you know, you have to referee sparring matches like
I'm ready.
Sin and Vargas.
I've refereed plenty of ladies' matches in my time.
Well, Jekyll's the jester is there as well. Uh-oh. Setting her up.
Whoa! Oh, look at this! I gotta tell. Oh, this is the Widow's Peak, and there it is. There's the Widow's Peak right there. I gotta tell you something. Here we go. This could be a 3 count right here. 1, 2. There it is.
Holy cow, Victoria getting the Duke here. And
Your winner, Victoria!
Never fails. The Widow's Peak. Always.
SharpshooterFunding.com. Sharpshooter, easy to execute funding today. SharpshooterFunding.com. Sharpshooter, easy to execute funding.
Victorious here on Big Time Wrestling, sponsored by SharpshooterFunding.com. Great match. 2 professional athletes.
I'm telling you right now, this can be a main event anywhere.
Absolutely.
Anywhere around the world. But it happened right here at Big Time Wrestling.
Well, we try and bring you, promoter Kirk White tries to bring you the best action possible, the best stars and superstars in the wrestling world.
And the best commentator. Of course.
Thank you, Dave. It's very kind of you. Folks, you can also, besides tuning in right here on Channel 11 KOTR and My TV, you can see us on YouTube. And where do they go, Dave?
Yes, well, first of all, if you want to check out some of the past matches, you know, just to get caught up on the whole Big Time Wrestling
Whole story.
umbrella, why don't you go to youtube.com/Big Time Wrestling Bay Area.
Oh, it's this way. Sorry, we're on TV.
Yes.
/ and we'll see you next time right here on KOTR, Channel 11, Big Time Wrestling. Hank Renner Jr., Dragon Dave. So long, everybody.
Don't forget the slash.
Don't forget the slash.